Let's get ready to rumble! What's happening, guys? Back at you with another video. So we finally get Godzilla Kong, the New Empire, now in theaters, and I went to go check it out over the weekend. So what did I think of it? So I'm a big fan of all the Godzilla and Kong movies that we begin in the whole MonsterVerse. Over the past couple movies, I really enjoyed them. They're a lot of fun to go watch. So of course, this one I was gonna go check out, go to theaters, and just hoping for a fun time. Now I remember when the director said at one point in time about this movie that he really wanted to create this movie and make it kind of play out like it was a Saturday morning cartoon. And just going off of that, watching it, and I gotta say, it definitely felt that way. It definitely had the vibes of that, of like a Saturday morning cartoon. You're getting your bowl of cereal, sitting down in front of the TV, and just having fun with what they're having on screen. Like with all the action and the battles going on in this movie, it really felt like you had action figures. Like when you were younger, you had your action figures and you were like just play with them and you're like beating them against each other and all that. It honestly felt like that in this movie. And I would definitely say a good litmus test for this one is if you enjoyed and if you liked Godzilla versus Kong that we got, the recent Godzilla Kong movie that we got, then this one you're probably going to end up liking. If you had fun with the previous movie, then you're probably going to end up liking this one. This movie is definitely not no Godzilla minus one, so if you're going into this movie expecting that, you're going to leave disappointed. But if you're going in and looking for a fun time, turn your brain off, just have some enjoyment, looking for some schlocky fun, then you might actually enjoy this movie. But getting into it, this is definitely feels more like a Kong movie rather than like just a straight up Godzilla and Kong movie. This is more like a Kong movie featuring Godzilla. We definitely are spending more time with Kong. We're able to go on this journey with him. We're getting this story that's more fleshed out with him. And it kind of makes sense for me in a way to where we're getting this more fleshed out story and journey with him because I feel like out of all the titans that we got in this whole universe or this whole monsterverse, I feel like he's the emotional tether that we have to, connecting with a titan per se. You're able to actually connect with him emotionally, even though you're not able to understand what he's saying or understand exactly everything he's going through, but you're able to read his facial expressions. You're able to see the journeys that he goes on. You're able to kind of emotionally connect. I say you're definitely able to emotionally connect with him more than other titans. So it just felt right, and it just seems right that we will spend a little bit more time with him and go on this journey with him and have this story told with him. And with this story that we're going on with Kong, this journey that we're going on with Kong, it definitely feels, definitely has some similarities to where, in Godzilla Kong, he's looking for a family and all that. So he's definitely in this movie, he's still kind of searching for others like him. He's still searching for that family. We get to see him like living in Hollow Earth, some of his day-to-day activities. He definitely is crafty. In this one, we see that he actually set up traps in this one throughout different parts of Hollow Earth. And when we're talking about Godzilla in this movie, like I said, it features Godzilla. Godzilla is not very prominent in this movie throughout, but we do get him featured throughout different parts of the movie. And basically, he just feels like he's doing side quests in this movie. He's going like city to city, place to place, defeating these different titans. And you get to see different titans that he's able to defeat in these quick little battles. And then he takes a nap, goes on to another titan battle, takes another nap, and so on and so forth. But honestly, when it comes down to it, you don't really see Godzilla or Kong actually see each other or really come together or team up. Really not until like the third act, when they finally do meet up and see each other. They have their quick little bouts, their quick little battle. Of course, there's still tension in between them. And it's funny when they actually battle and then Kong is like trying to get Godzilla to stop because he's trying to lead him somewhere and Godzilla just attacking Kong, and Godzilla pulls out a full-on wrestling move on Kong during that battle when they see each other. It was hilarious. It was funny. And in the third act, we do get a surprise Titan reveal also. When it comes down to some of these other times that we get, like Zuko, who is actually, that they refer to as Baby Kong in the movie. Well, just one person refers to him as Baby Kong in the movie. When we get their encounter, when Kong and Zuko actually encounter each other for the first time, it's pretty funny, to where to what Kong actually does to Zuko, and it's like straight up. I busted out laughing at this. I was like, oh man, the abuse. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it was just funny what he did with him. Zuko all around was honestly just a fun addition. He was funny at times. He tried to get in on the battles too. So he was just a funny addition to the movie. When it comes to the villain of this movie, Scar King, I was definitely questioning how are they going to make him maybe somewhat of a compelling villain, how they're going to make this villain just being able to just come across as this strong villain that could take down a Kong or take down Godzilla for that matter. And I think in the beginning when they first meet up between Kong and Scar King, they're able to show that Scar King comes across as when you first see him on screen, he's very lean. He doesn't look super muscular or anything like that, but he's very agile and he shows that agility against Kong in his first battle and their first meetup with them. And Scar King really comes across as this menacing and sadistic type of character. He laughs and chuckles evilly, and he was able to basically in a way defeat Kong, but that was also too thanks to the other Titan that we get, which is Shimu. And we see how Scar King is able to control this other Titan, how he possesses this power over this other Titan. And Shimu, of course, is definitely a bigger Titan, is definitely bigger than Scar King and Kong, and basically has these ice powers to where she's able to basically create a whole nother ice age in a sense. So we do get a lot of great action in here, a lot of great kaiju action, a lot of great battles. They're fun to watch on screen. And I mentioned in previous other videos when I'm talking about the whole monsterverse of Godzilla and Kong, when it comes down to it, you don't really vibe with the human side stories. You're not really intrigued by them. You don't really get invested into these characters. I will say though, that kind of is the same thing with this movie. They do have a story that goes on with the human side characters, and I would say I wasn't necessarily bored or anything by the story, but it's definitely a story that's similar to the other Kong and Godzilla movies, to where you're not really invested in it too much. You're not intrigued by it too much. I had little intrigue with it, and I wasn't necessarily bored while watching it. So I gotta at least say that. But still, it's not a very strong human side story. We do get a couple new characters in here and a couple returning characters in here. One of the characters I would say is definitely probably one of the highlights of the group of characters that we get is Trapper. He comes across as this charismatic, comedic type of character. And they even make a joke about him in the movie to where he's like, oh, you're like the Ace Ventura of Titans. And it kind of comes across that way in a sense, actually, that he actually feels like an Ace Ventura to Titans, to where he's kind of caring for Titans. He looks at Titans and he does like upgrades to Titans and all that. Like I was saying, there's definitely a lot of great action that goes on, a lot of fun battles to see on screen. But I will say though, as much as the final battle that we get with all the Titans clashing together, as much fun as it was, it just felt like it was a little, I'm not going to say underwhelming, but it felt like a little too easy. Scar King felt like he was too easily defeated after Kong gets his upgrades, after he's able to team up with Godzilla, and they both take him on, and Shimu, and are able to just, it kind of felt easily defeated. He didn't really put up much of a fight once they're coming across with this final battle between them. But like I was saying, even though that was kind of going on where he felt he was too easily defeated, it still was a lot of fun. It was still fun to see on screen. It was just a fun, exciting battle overall. Now, I will say that this movie is actually under 2 hours, so if you're worried about how long the runtime is, just know it's under 2 hours. There is no post-credit scenes at all. But yeah, overall, I gotta say, this movie was definitely what I expected it to be. It was a lot of fun. It's those popcorn blockbuster type movies where you can just turn your brain off and just have fun with it. If you enjoyed Godzilla versus Kong, I definitely think this one would be a real test to see that you enjoyed this movie. You know, if you enjoyed Godzilla vs. Kong, I think you would definitely enjoy this one as much. As for me, for myself, I enjoyed it. I had a fun time checking this movie out in theaters. So it turned out to be basically everything I expected with it. But yeah, definitely let me know down in the comments below. Did you watch this movie? Were you able to check it out over the Easter weekend? But that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully y'all all enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe and turn notifications on so you know when I post another video. Hope y'all have an awesome day, and I'll see you on the next one.